morning. Welcome back to the channel. We are in the valley this weekend. Going to run a couple of quick errands. So I have some leftover apple wood chunks and charcoal from Thanksgiving when we smoked the turkey, and I used apple wood chunks with the Thanksgiving turkey smoke. So I have a few of those left over. Well, not more than a few, but I have some of that left over. We're gonna be heading to run some errands, and we're gonna pick up a chicken. We're gonna do just like at Thanksgiving, we did the spatchcocked turkey. That video will be coming out soon. We're gonna do the spatchcocked chicken. You know, butterfly. That's another way to say, maybe if you're from the Midwest like I am, you might be more familiar with butterflying the chicken, like you butterfly like the chicken breasts to kind of like make it a little bit more even. It's going to help for a lot more even cook when all is said and done. So that's what we're going to do today, and we're going to be able to just smoke a whole chicken in that particular style with some leftover wood chunks, and we'll talk about some tips and tricks along the way. Thanks for sticking around. This restaurant right up here on our right-hand side, Cordon's, I was super happy that they made it through the pandemic. We'd been there a couple of times pre-pandemic, and unfortunately we kind of always forget that it's there, but every time we've been, we've really enjoyed it. So I was super relieved to see that it survived the pandemic. I feel like every time I drove by, they were doing something, trying to do creative things in terms of they jumped on with some of, I think they jumped on with some of those delivery things, but you know, those delivery apps, but they were certainly doing creative takeout menus and sales, and you know, and really trying to be really intentional with their pushes within that. And I thought every time I drove by, I'm like, oh, I hope they make it through. You know, we ordered a couple times just to kind of pick up curbside type thing, like what we did with so many restaurants throughout the course of the, you know, particularly really early on and into the middle of the pandemic. But you know, I was super excited when I realized they looked like they were going to make it through. I actually was going to go there the other day. I wanted to place an order for a sandwich, and I should have placed my order sooner because it was going to be for over an hour wait. You know, it's a good problem to have when a restaurant has a long wait like that. You know, it generally means that it's home cooked food and it's going to be good, and sometimes you just can't rush things that are good. I just wish I would have remembered to order a little sooner, because I didn't end up placing the order because it was going to take a while, and I had a couple of other things to do, but it's definitely on my radar for coming back and continuing to check out. But we're getting ready to pull in here to the grocery store. I'm going to try to see if I can. I generally split my time at the grocery store between H-E-B and a local meat market called Aguilar's. But if you're from Texas, you know about H-E-B, and if you know, then you know, because it's just a really great store. They have a lot of good products, a lot of good sales. I really like the monthly meal deal, I think, or the weekly meal deal. I feel like it's I like going to the end cap and like, what's the meal deal this week? And with the meal deal, you get things obviously that you might not necessarily think to put together, but you get a lot of it for free when you buy like the main item. I'm like, oh, it's just, I really enjoy it. And they also happen to do a lot for Texas communities in terms of, you know, in terms of donations and helping people out. So definitely a good place to shop. Yes, I had Bella in here. I need to vacuum. All right, welcome back. We are back from the grocery store. We are going to work on opening this up and butterflying it or spatchcocking it. So stick around. My first step is I'm gonna slit this open. I'm gonna take this over to the sink and I'm gonna drain some of that liquid out of it. It's chicken. Wash your sink when you're done with this type of project. This is one of the mats I use for poultry, so I'm gonna try to keep everything on here, but either way I have wipes that will clean everything down here on the countertop. But remember, again, it's chicken, so clean up after yourself. Okay, so now that we've got that dirty work done, I wish I would have remembered to purchase paper towels, but that's okay. It helps, but it's not absolutely critical. And then what I like to do after that, I'm gonna follow some of the same methodology that I did with the spatchcocked turkey for Thanksgiving. Find your own rub. Find one that you like in the store, make your own. I have made my own here. There's a little bit of like I like to dehydrate my own peppers in the dehydrator and then grind them up in not a coffee grinder, but a spice grinder. There's a big difference there. Don't make that mistake. But I grind them up and then I'll put in some additional spices. So this is just one that I've made here at the house that I like on chicken. So I'm gonna go ahead and use that. But what I'm using is not necessarily as important as use what you like to use. And then we're just gonna season liberally. I've already got the coals going. So we'll season liberally and we will then finish prepping for the smoker. And like I said, it's chicken. Be sure to grab your wipes, whatever your favorite wipe is to use to clean and disinfect, and wipe everything down. I'm gonna throw this in the washer because I had chicken hands with it. And just wipe everything down. Chicken just went on. I have it set to tell me when it reaches 163 degrees. 165 is done. It's gonna do some carryover cooking, so I'm gonna keep an eye on it anytime from 160 to 165. So this was in a little over 3 hours, more like 3.5 hours. It's been resting for about 10 minutes. Got some juice coming out of it, so it's been resting. We're gonna slice into it here in a little bit. We're ready to carve it up. Skin, be tasty. Excellent.